Welcome to the first of a new series I like to call Tales of Debauchery.
What?
I know, it sounds bad. But let me explain. In this series, I will talk about popular anthropomorphic animals and animal-themed characters from various media. This includes their history, the most popular characters of each species, and an answer as to why they're so loved. So to start out the first episode, we are going to talk about the most humanized animal in all popular media, and that is none other than the cat. Now, the oldest mention of a humanized cat dates back to an 18th century mizemono. For some context, a mizemono is a show or exhibition that was an important part of Japanese urban culture. But in this particular mizemono, there was a cat-woman hybrid that was displayed. Now, during that time, which was known as the Edo period, stories of shape-shifting bakeneko escorts were very popular. A bakeneko is a type of yokai. Now, artist Utagawa Kuniyoshi had depicted the human forms of cat monsters that still retained their cat ears. This was a trait that made them appear untrustworthy or frightening. The popularity of cat girls continued throughout the Edo and Showa periods. But in 1924, the villain in Kenji Miyazawa's work, The Fourth of Nasaris Month, is the first example of a beautiful cat-eared woman in modern Japanese literature. And in 1936, cat girls experienced a revival in kamishiba, a form of Japanese street theater and storytelling. And 2 decades later, anime and manga such as Princess Knight and Star of Cottonland began to reimagine catgirls as cute and approachable rather than dangerous monsters. And by the 90s, catgirls had become common in Japanese anime and manga. Some of the most popular catgirls are Nico Misume from Gigigi no Kitaro, Blair from Soul Eater, and Yurichi from Bleach. There are even anime and manga that are specifically about catgirls. You have series such as Cat Planet Cuties and Tokyo Mew Mew, both of which have quite the roster of catgirls. Now, while Japan is the creator and leading industry of catgirls, they're not the only ones who can make popular feline characters. Comic books in the US have their fair share of catgirls as well, and none are more popular than DC's Catwoman. Serving as a villain and love interest to Batman, Catwoman first debuted in 1940, and for the past 80-plus years she has been a recurring character in the Dark Knight's adventures. However, one catgirl wasn't enough for DC, so in 1943 they created Cheetah, one of Wonder Woman's enemies. Now, the first two iterations of Cheetah were women who wore cheetah costumes. It wasn't until 1987 when the third iteration of Cheetah became a cheetah-human hybrid and has remained that way since. And of course, Marvel joined in the feline fun when they introduced Black Cat in 1979. But Marvel didn't stop there. They created several more catgirls. They made Hellcat, Tigra, Feral, and 3 female white tigers. It seems a bit excessive, but hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see these ladies in Marvel Rivals. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Video games. Video games have introduced some popular cats as well. You have Blaze from Sonic the Hedgehog. She's been a favorite among fans ever since her introduction in Sonic Rush, a game that was released in 2005 for the Nintendo DS. There's also Anka from Animal Crossing. Characters like Princess Peach and Princess Rosalina have cat forms, but this is only possible by collecting a Super Bell. And in the world of Pokemon, there are several cat-like Pokemon. And I mean several cat-like Pokemon. There's Meowth, Persian, Mew, Mewtwo, Espeon, Umbreon, Raikou, Skitty, Delcatty, Shinx, Luxio, Luxray, Glameow, Purgly, Purloin, Liepard, Litleo, Pyroar, Esper, Meowstic, Litten, Torracat, Incineroar, Solgaleo, Zeraora, Berserker, Sprigatito, Florigato, and Meowscarade. That's 29 Pokemon that resembles a cat. Now, I know I've been mainly talking about female cat characters. That's because there's so many of them. But what about male cat characters? Well, you have cartoon characters such as Garfield, Tom from Tom and Jerry, and Sylvester from Looney Tunes. Marvel has Black Panther and 2 male white tigers. You also have Big the Cat from Sonic the Hedgehog, And in Transformers, there's Ravage, Cheetor, and Tigatron. Well, let's be honest. Female cats are so much more prominent and abundant than male cat characters. But to answer the $64 million question, why do we like these cat characters? Why do we keep humanizing the cat? And why do we keep using them in various works of art and fiction? Well, one of the reasons is that the cat is a very popular animal around the world, especially in Japan, hence the popularity for the cat girls. Their popularity even spans all the way back to ancient Egypt. Not to mention adding cat ears and a tail to a character is relatively easy, and that's why there's a lot of artists that use them in their artwork. Cats are also associated with grace and femininity, which is why there are more cat girls than there are cat boys.
Is this going to become a regular thing?
It might, if people like this kind of stuff.
You are so disappointing on so many levels.
Yeah, I don't care. Well, that's it for this video. I apologize if I mispronounced anything. But if you have any thoughts or opinions on this video, or topics you want me to discuss for future ones, drop a comment. But with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.